leave your hands down on the mat. You could also bend your elbows to 90 degrees without your elbows being on the block. So go ahead and release all of your air out. Take a slow inhale breath through your nose and an open mouth exhale. Slow breath in, big breath out. Again, just like that inhale breath, feeling the side bodies expanding outwards. Exhale it out. Again, breathe in deeply, feeling your chest and back body expand. And release. And then begin to close the lips and take your breath in and out through your nose, beginning to find this breath, this fire, this energy, this life force. And give yourself the space to really and truly drop in, to be present on your mat, to allow whatever has transpired over the week to just sit on the side. Let's not really think too much about what's to happen in the future because that hasn't yet happened. And take this next hour for yourself. This might be the only time you get today to really flow with your breath, to be present on your mat, to be aware of how your body is feeling and how you're showing up on your mat. And maybe you start to draw this intention into your mind's eye, the place where the forehead is meeting your mat. And your intention could be anything. It could be a single word, a phrase, an idea, something that inspires you, something that you are manifesting or looking to manifest. And it all starts with that seed of intention. Three rounds of breath. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. And you're going to stay low, and we're going to take a side body stretch to the right side of our mat. So you'll crawl your hands towards the upper right side of your mat. Maybe place your left hand on top. For those of you tuning in online, I'm going to start the music now. So as you stretch up into the right, feeling all this length along your left side body from your hip flexor all the way to your fingers. It's creating all of this space as the body begins to awaken this morning. 2 more rounds of breath. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. Start to slide back through center and then take your arms up into the left, maybe placing your right hand on top of your left and continuing to sink into your right hip. And finding this nice stretch along the outer right side. 3 breaths. Slow inhale for 2. Deep breath in for 1. And starting to come back through center. Still continuing to stay low. We're going to thread the needle. So you'll lift your torso up slightly and weave your left arm underneath your right, reaching towards the right side of the room. And please know that throughout your practice, modify it as you want. If you want to add something on, add something on. If you want to take something away, you can. If you've got other variations, please do that. This is your practice. I'll guide you through a couple things, but you can do really whatever you want. And if that means Shavasana for an hour, well, heck yeah. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, start to unthread your needle. Maybe you gently reach the left arm high, take a roll or two of the wrist, and then release the hand down. Torso will lift up slightly, right arm reaches to the side, and then weave it underneath your left, reaching left. And continue to practice your breath. The slow inhale, the slow exhale. And we have the opportunity now to find that depth so that when we are out working with our kids, doing whatever, we can still maintain this breath and continue to find this calmness. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Start to unthread your needle, maybe a gentle reach of your right arm up, a roll of your wrist, returning back to child's pose. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. On an inhale breath, seal, you'll start to pull your sternum forward. You'll come onto the knees, chest reaches through the gate of your arms as your heels lift up. And then exhale it back. Just flowing through that a couple times. Inhale, forward. Exhale, draw it back. Twice more, breath in. Breath out. Just flowing with your inhale forward and your exhale back. Starting to come forward into tabletop, adjusting the knees. And maybe you extend your right leg back, you bend your knee, you open up your hip, and you find some hip circles. And take the circles the other direction. And then release your knee down and extend your left leg back. Bend the knee, open up your hip. Find your hip circles one way and then the other. And return back to your tabletop and just start to invite some natural movement. Maybe that's a couple rounds of cow-cat. Maybe that's a C curve of your spine as you take your gaze over one shoulder, looking back at your heel, and then the other. Maybe that's a wrist stretch in your cow-cat. You could point your fingers back towards your knees and flow through a couple rounds that way. If you're taking the wrist stretch, make sure you also, in a couple breaths, take a counter stretch. Just find about 6 breaths. Three more rounds of breath. If you're on one side, give some love to the other. Take one more breath in, one more breath out, and come back to center. You'll root down through your left hand. Go ahead and extend your right arm forward. Left leg extends back. Hip is closed. Toes are flexed down. So reaching in opposition, take a breath in. Exhale, draw everything in, knee to elbow. Extend long. Squeeze in. Your inhale, lengthen. Your exhale, compress. And one more, breath in, breath out. Now come back into extension, but release your left hand down, or right hand down. Left toes are flexed. You'll open up the hip a little bit, and you'll sweep your left leg out to the side. Stamp the sole of your foot flat. Go ahead and crawl your hands over towards your left foot, finding a little bit into the hamstring and along the outside of your leg. Your foot is kind of parallel to the left side of your mat, and you're continuing to press the knife edge of your left foot flat. Two more breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. You'll start to come back through center. Your foot's going to stay out to the side for a moment. You're going to pivot on your right knee, taking your right toes to the left. We'll find Gomukhasana, cow face pose. You'll sweep your left leg behind your right. You'll start to sit your hips back. Maybe you utilize the block to bring the ground closer. Sitting between your heels. You can stay lifted if you like, or maybe you start to crawl your hands forward, taking this into your depth. We got 5 rounds of breath. Slow inhale for 3. For 2. Breath in for 1. And if you're forward, start to sit back up. And if we're up, we'll unravel our legs, extend your left leg out to the side, draw your right foot in, Janususasana A. Go ahead and reach your arms up, pivot your torso over your extended leg, take a breath in, and on your exhale, hinge forward. 2 options. Option 1, you can continue to take this into your hamstring by keeping your legs straight. Maybe a gentle micro bend, or if you prefer a low back release, you can bend your knee. Toes are drawing back towards your shin. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more inhale and exhale. Start to lift back up. Cross your ankles and make your way into your tabletop. 1 round of cow. Drop your belly. Take the geese high. 1 round of cat. Round your spine. We'll go through our spinal balancing through the other side. So left arm reaches forward, right leg extends back, stretching long. Take a breath in. Exhale, round, knee to elbow. Extend. And draw in. 2 more with your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. 1 more time, inhale and exhale. Extend long. Go ahead and release your left hand down. Open up your right hip and start to take your foot out to the side. Stamp the sole of your foot flat. And then begin to crawl your fingers over to the right. Make sure you're pressing through the knife edge of your right foot. 3 more breaths. Take 1 more breath in, 1 more breath out. Start to come back through center. You'll pivot on your left knee, taking your left toes to the right side of your mat. You'll sweep your right leg behind your left, chambering it for cow face pose. And start with the lift and length. And then on your exhale, start to reach forward if that calls to you. Five breaths. Breathing in for 2. Slow inhale for 1. And if you're forward, starting to lift up. If you're on the block, gently coming off the block, you'll unravel your legs, extend your right leg long. Bend your left knee, Janususasana A, other side. Reach your arms up. Pivot your torso over your leg, and on your exhale, hinge forward. Three more breaths. Breathing in for 2. Inhale for 1. When you're ready, begin to lift back up. Cross your ankles, make your way into your tabletop. 1 more round of cow. 1 round of cat. Come back through neutral. Tuck your toes. On your exhale, breath hips high to your downward facing dog. You do all those things that you do in your down dog to settle in, or maybe you go straight into stillness. If you want to bend one knee, bend one knee. You want to bend the other. You want to sway from side to side, sway. And then start to settle in to your strength. Fingers spreading nice and wide, pressing into the fingertips, chest reaching back towards your thighs. Knees can be bent, heels are taking the descent to the ground. They might touch, they may not. Feet, maybe hip width distance apart, maybe even wider. Three breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. On your inhale, shift your gaze forward. Exhale to bend your knees and let the inhale breath float you to a halfway lift at the top of your space. You could tiptoe, you could hop, and exhale, fold into your compression. Hang the crown of your head heavy, assisting gravity in its descent. Maybe you shake your head yes, shake it no. Feel that release along your low back, around your neck. You can hang out in ragdoll. You could take hands to opposite elbow creases, maybe behind the calves. Maybe behind the back for a shoulder stretch, reaching your hands back behind, releasing the hands, and reaching your fist up. And if you can, try to keep the heels of your hands together. You might not get as much lift, but this is better for your shoulders. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands down. Find your halfway lift. Breath in and fold. And with a flat back, take it all the way up, mountain pose. Hands draw to heart center. Arms reach up. Take a side body bend, any arm variation to the right. Taking it back high, and we'll go left. Arms reach up. Find your back bend. Lift high, and then fold forward. Find a halfway lift. Go ahead and step your left foot back to low lunge. Make sure you've got that strong and solid base. And on your next inhale breath, arms reach up, high crescent lunge. Feeling into the strength of your right quad. Left heel is spiking up. Maybe your left knee is bending a little bit. Two more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, airplane your arms. Begin to shift your torso forward. Keep a slight up dog in your chest and keep your chin from rounding forward. Imagine a tennis ball underneath. Shoulders are drawing back, palms are reaching down. Finding your strength. Two more breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Your next inhale breath, open up to your warrior two. Take a couple bends into that front leg before settling in. Relax your shoulders down, release your jaw. Just watch your right knee from collapsing inward, or draw it out. Continue to press into the knife edge of your left foot. Draw your heels together. Two more breaths. Breath in. Breath out. Extended side angle. Start to reach forward and then allow the elbow to come down to the inner thigh, or maybe your hand comes down to a block. Sweep your left arm across the horizon of the room. And allow the barrel of your chest to take that pivot to the sky. If you'd like a little bit more core, you can go ahead and lift your right arm forward towards the mirrors. You got 3 breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. On your next inhale, pressing through your right leg, reverse triangle. Reach your right arm high. You can take the half bind. You can take arch your arms or any other variation. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Start to adjust your back foot to a 45-degree angle towards the back corner of your mat. Take a breath in. On your exhale, Skandasana to the left. So hips start to sink down. Left hand reaches down, right arm reaches up. Take one more breath in. Your exhale is Trikonasana to the back of your space so your hips will lift up. You'll adjust your feet as you swing your hips to the right. Your left foot adjusted perpendicular, and you're opening up, feeling into all of this expansion. Two more breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Breath in, reverse warrior. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge as you cartwheel your arms forward. Pop your right heel up, cross your right elbow over your left leg. Palms of your hands pressed together. If the deep twist doesn't feel good, you can stay lifted and support your low back with your left hand reaching your right arm forward for an open twist. 2 breaths. Finding length on those inhales and maybe on the exhale, twisting a little deeper. Take one more breath in. On an exhale, release to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Find a halfway lift. Fold. Once more, halfway lift. Hands plant, feet back your way to your downward facing dog. And maybe you skip the Vinyasa. Maybe you hold plank. Maybe you come to your stomach for cobra. Maybe you hit that handstand as you float your feet back. You choose. 3 breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Gaze comes forward. Knees to bend. Spring load. Inhale, breath launch to the top of your space. And exhale, fold. Nice, Annie. Hang heavy. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Release your hands down. Find your halfway lift. Fold. And with the flat back, take it all the way up, mountain. Hands to heart center. Arms lift up. Side body bend right. Reaching high. Take it left. Lift up. Find your back bend. Reach high and fold low. Find a halfway lift. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Find that base, and on your inhale breath, high crescent lunge. And we hold 5 breaths. Now feeling that strength in the left quad. Right knee can bend a little bit as your right heel reaches a little higher. As you reach your arms up, make sure you draw your shoulders down. Take one more breath in. Exhale, airplane your arms. Reach your torso forward. Find that long line from the crown of your head to your right heel. How's your breath? One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, open up, warrior 2. Take a couple bends to release the quad before settling back in. Finding that gaze over your front fingers, reconnecting to your intention. Left knee draws to the left side of your mat. Breath in, breath out, extended side angle, reach forward, exhale, hand comes down, left arm, right arm sweeping overhead. And you've got the option again on this side if you want to lift your left arm towards the back of the room. For 3, core strong for 2. Breath in for 1. Your inhale, reverse triangle, Viparita Trikonasana, reaching your left arm high. Slight micro bend in your left leg. Start to adjust your right foot to a 45-degree angle towards the front of your mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, Skandasana to the right. Right hand roots down, left arm reaches up. Take one more breath in. On your exhale, Trikonasana to the front of your space. Hips sweep up and swing left. Right foot adjusts perpendicular. Back foot adjusts parallel. And expand. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, revolve, crescent lunge. Cartwheel your arms forward, pop your left heel up. Left elbow crosses over your right thigh. Palms of your hands come together. You can also make a fist with your bottom hand, pressing your top hand into it. 2 more breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release, step forward, forward fold, top of your space. Find a halfway lift and fold. Once more, inhale halfway, hands plant, feet back, and take it to your downward facing dog. 3 breaths in your down dog. Let's get some flow in. Take 1 breath in, 1 breath out. Gaze shifts forward, knees bend, top of your space. And fold. Nice hop. Inhale all the way up, mountain. Hands to heart. Arms reach up. Bend to the right. Lift high. Take it left. Reach up. Back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Find a halfway lift. Left foot back, low lunge. Inhale, arms reach up, high crescent. Airplane your arms. Open up, warrior 2. Extended side angle. Reverse triangle. You're going to Skandasana to the back. Left knee bends. Right arm high. Breath in. Trikonasana, back of your mat. Inhale, reverse warrior. Bend your left knee. Exhale, cross your right elbow over your thigh. Pop that right heel up. 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Inhale, exhale, step, release, forward fold. Breath in, halfway lift, exhale to fold. Once more, inhale, halfway lift. Hands plant, feet back your way to your downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Gaze forward, knees bend, hop. Float, walk, top of your space, and fold. The flat back all the way up, core active as you lift, mountain. Hands to heart. Arms high. Side body bend right. Lift up to the left. Back high. And cactus your arms. Reach up. Fold low. Halfway lift. Right foot steps back, low lunge. Inhale to your crescent. Exhale, airplane your arms. Torso shifts forward. Open up, warrior 2. Extended side angle. Breathe out. Reverse try. Exhale, Skandasana right. Left arm up. Trikonasana, front of your mat. One breath in, one breath out. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, revolve, crescent lunge. Take an inhale and an exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, release, forward fold, top of your space. Find your halfway lift and fold. One more halfway lift. Hands plant, feet back, your way to your downward facing dog for a single breath. And then child's pose, knees wide, big toes to touch. In your child's pose, an opportunity to check in with your breath. See how some movement and space is feeling in your body. And a chance to grab some water. You'll find 6 rounds of breath. Maybe you rock your forehead from side to side. You have 3 more breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. When you feel ready, rise to your tabletop and take your hips high to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale breath, open mouth, exhale. Big inhale, exhale, release. One more, breath in, breath out. Inhale through your nose, gaze forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Breath in, top of your space. And fold. Chair pose. Knees bend, hips sink down, arms reach up. You can either keep the arms lifted, you can take hands to heart center. You find your depth. Find that gentle tuck of the tailbone down slightly. 2 more breaths. Take one more inhale. Exhale, start to transfer the weight into your right foot. Left leg reaches high, one-legged Tadasana. Finding your balance. Try to lift your right toes up. And then release them down gently, standing figure 4. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Begin to sink your hips down. For 3. For 2. Breath in for 1. Inhale back, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, slowly step back, crescent lunge with airplane arms. So still feeling strong in this quad. 2 breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Breath in, open up to your warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Breath in, reverse tri. We'll stay in reverse triangle for 2 breaths. Take one more breath in. We're going to find a revolve pyramid. We're going to modify it and keep the left heel lifted. So like we did before, we cartwheel our arms forward. We pop our left heel up. Maybe micro bend your right knee to start. You can take your left hand down to the ground or a block. Reach your right arm high and maybe you begin to straighten into your leg. If you prefer your traditional pyramid pose, you can step your foot in. Take it to about a 45-degree angle. Two more breaths. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. We're going to find lounging lizard, so we're going to need to adjust our feet a little bit. So go ahead and step your left toes in. Take your left hand forward a little bit. You'll come to the knife edge of your left foot and point your right toes to the right. So drop your left hip down. Inhale, reach up, pressing strong. Exhale, down. Inhale, arc up. Two more. Exhale. Breath in. Last one. On this inhale, you're going to pivot on your right heel back forward and then lift your left leg up for your standing splits. You don't need to rush through that, so take it slow. So in your standing splits, lots of stuff you can do. You can hang right here, finding the strength in your ankle, maybe taking one hand to your shin or quad, or then your other. And then you begin to draw the crown of your head down. Maybe you take some jiva squats with your hands down, or maybe hands at heart center. Or if you want to play and take some handstand hops, if you're practicing your handstands, you've got that option as well. 5 rounds of breath. Inhale for 4. Breath in for 3. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Come back to standing splits. Take a breath in. Exhale, step your left toes. Nope, sorry, release to a forward fold. Forward fold, hang heavy, sway from side to side. Go ahead and release your left hand down to the ground. We'll find an IP band stretch. So left hand down, left knee bends, right arm reaches high, right leg straightens. You roll out your wrist. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release your hand down. We'll come back to standing splits. Left leg reaches up. Core firms in, hands start to draw through heart center. Keep a micro bend in your right knee. And then start to lift up. Torso reaches about parallel to the ground. So for a modified warrior 3, if you want to extend your arms forward, reach forward. Then begin to lift up on your inhale to your one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, eagle. Cross your left thigh over your right, left arm underneath your right. Make sure you're not scrunching your toes down. You're going to fatigue your leg so much faster. Take one more breath in. Round forward. And on your inhale breath, unbind, opening up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. You've got the block nearby. If you'd like to place your hand to the block, hand can come down to the ground. You've got 3 rounds of breath. Japasana is in your practice. You can take Japasana for 2. Breath in for 1. Japasanas, release. Everyone take a breath in. Slowly step it back. Warrior 2. Reverse triangle. Straighten your right leg. Skandasana, left knee bends. Right arm reaches high. Exhale, Trikonasana to the back of your space like we did earlier. Hold here. 3 breaths. Our left leg is at the back side of our mat. Take one more breath in. Exhale out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, revolve crescent lunge. We're going to add something onto this. So hold for 2 breaths. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. We're going to find revolved dancer's pose. So you'll start to press off the ball of your right toes, finding balance on your left leg. Go ahead and bend your right knees. Start to reach your left arm back behind you. Activate your core. Squeeze it in as you begin to lift, pressing through your left leg, reaching your right arm forward for 3, for 2. Breath in for 1. Exhale, release into your forward fold. Sway it out from side to side. And then heel toe your feet to the width of your mat. And you'll find Malasana. Dropping your hips down. Maybe placing the block underneath your sits bones. In Malasana, you've got another opportunity if you want to play in crow or anything else. You have crow. And if you have a tripod headstand, maybe you link the 2 together. So you find your crow. You start to draw the crown of your head down. Begin to reach your legs up. Core squeezes in. Maybe you come back, passing through crow. 5 breaths. Inhale for 3, slow and controlled breath wherever you're going, whether you're in stillness Whether you're in crow or a headstand or something else, take one more breath in, one more breath out. We'll start to come back to a forward fold, hips lift up, hands down to the ground. Find a halfway lift, folds. One more halfway lift. Plant your hands, take your feet back your way to your downward facing dog. Three breaths in your down dog. We'll take it back around. Strong for 2. Inhale for 1. Breath in, gaze shifts forward. Exhale, knees bend. Top of your space is your inhale breath. Exhale is your compression. Chair pose, Utkatasana. 5 breaths. Breath in for 2. Inhale for 1. Left foot roots, right leg reaches high, one-legged Tadasana. Start by finding your balance first, and then cross your ankle over your left thigh. Hands draw through heart center, hips start to sink a little bit. Finding that balance, flexing your toes. 2 more breaths. Inhale for 1. Breath in, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, step it back, crescent with your airplane arms. 3 breaths. Inhale 2. Breath in 1. Next inhale, open up, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Breath in, reverse try. Hold here for 2 breaths. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your arms forward. Pop your right heel up. We'll find that revolved pyramid pose. So you'll take your right hand down to the ground. Maybe start with your left knee bent a little bit. Reach your left arm up, and then you can straighten your leg to your degree. Three breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. We'll find our lounging lizard. So adjust your right foot. Maybe draw it forward. Take your right hand forward. You come onto the knife edge of your right foot. Left toes point to the side. Drop your right hip. Inhale up. Press strong. Exhale down. Breath in. Breath out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, breath. Exhale. This time, pivot on your left heel. Adjust your foot forward. Take both hands down to the ground. And then begin to lift your right leg up for your standing split. You have 6 breaths to play on this side. Jiva squats, handstand hops, something else. If you're hopping, need like a spot, let me know. Two more breaths. Take 1 more inhale. Exhale, release, forward fold, top of your space. And we'll find the IT band stretch. So right knee bends, right hand down, left arm up, left leg to straighten. Three breaths. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. Release your hand down. Find a halfway lift and fold. We'll come back to standing split. So left leg roots, right leg reaches back. Hands start to float to heart center, finding that balance and strength on your left leg. Slowly start to lift your torso up. Maybe you extend your arms forward for warrior 3, or you take the modified version. Next inhale, breath, one-legged Tadasana. And cross your right thigh over your left for eagle. Right arm comes underneath left. You can also take hands to opposite shoulder heads. Take one more breath in. Start to round forward. As you round forward, your inhale breath, you unbind your leg and arm and open up to the side for half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. 3 slow rounds of breath, taking Japasana or any other variation if you like for 2. Breath in for 1, Japasana's release. One more inhale, Warrior 2, exhale breath. Reverse triangle, left leg straightens. Skandasana, right, adjust your right toes. Hips drop down, right hand roots, left arm reaches up, 2 breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, Trikonasana, back to the front of your space. 2 breaths. Inhale, breath, reverse warrior, bend into your right knee. Exhale, cartwheel your arms forward, cross your left over your right thigh, pop your left heel up. So from revolved crescent, you'll start to press off the ball of your left foot. Draw your core in, start to lift your left leg up, bend your left knee, reach your right hand back behind to grab the foot, and slowly begin to lift and kick into your revolved dancers for 3. For 2. Breath in for 1. Exhale, release, fold forward. Find a halfway lift. Fold. Heel toe your feet to the width distance of your mat and find Malasana once again. One more opportunity to play, to do anything you like, or just hang right here. 6 breaths. Breath in for 3. Inhale for 2. Breath in for 1. From Malasana, we'll find our forward folds. Take a halfway lift. Fold. One more halfway lift. Hands plant, feet back. Final vinyasa of your practice, should you choose to take it. 1 breath in your downward facing dog, and then release into your child's pose. And once you arrive in child's pose, again, another opportunity to see how your breath has been arriving. To see how this movement is feeling in your body. To feel the sweat, to feel the breath. Truly something that you might take for granted sometimes, just the act of breathing. When you're ready, start to lift your torso up. You'll extend your legs in front of you and you'll take the descent onto your backs. Keep a block nearby. We've got some core work. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Once you're on your back, go ahead and squeeze your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. And then release the soles of your feet flat. Finding fallen bridge, heel toe your feet to the width of your mat. Go ahead and knock your knees together and take some gentle windshield wiper of your legs from side to side. And maybe you hang on one side for a bit before working your legs and knees over to the other. And begin to draw your knees one more time into your chest. Release the soles of your feet flat. Go ahead and locate your block. Press into your feet gently to take the block underneath your sacrum for supported bridge. Just relax your hips down. Couple of options. You can stay like this. Maybe you extend your legs forward towards the front of your mat, or maybe you take legs up the wall. If you're in legs up the wall and you'd like to take halasana plow pose, you could start to press your forearms into the ground as your feet lift up and overhead, and then maybe your hands transfer to support your low back. As you reach your toes towards the back of your space, and make sure you continue to look up towards the ceiling, not taking the gaze right, not taking it left. You've got some pressure on your neck, so you need to be gentle. If you're in plow and you'd like to take it, if you're in plow and you'd like to take it into shoulder stands, Salamba Sarvangasana, you can start to reach your toes up. And from shoulder stand, maybe Karnapidasana, ear pressure pose, taking your knees towards the outsides of your ears. And even in this compression, you're still breathing in air deeply into the full chamber of your lungs. From ear pressure pose, supporting your hips as you descend, maybe into happy baby. If you're on the block, maybe you start to come off the block and also find happy baby, or any other pose before you drift into your final Shavasana. And we have some time here. So allow yourself to sink deeply, feeling supported by your breath, feeling supported by the ground, and by your community. And when it's time, I'll guide you out. You are all miracles. There's a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you are here right now. That you were conceived, our children were conceived, our friends, the people that we know. 1 in 400 trillion. That's pretty amazing. And with this time that we've been given, we get to do anything that we want. We experience a wide variety of things, but it's truly a gift to be able to experience what we do. And remember, you can manifest and choose anything that you want to do. So what will you do? You know that you can stay here just as you are for as long as you need. And when the time feels right to continue on with your morning, you can start to bring movement into your fingers and your toes. And find that rock of your head from side to side. The unclenching of your jaw, the subtle part of your lips. You need to extend your arms overhead, feeling into this miracle that you are from fingers to toes and beyond. Release all of your air. Take a slow inhale breath through your nose. A big open mouth, release. And whichever side calls to you, either to your left or to your right, you can roll onto that side, passing through your fetal position. And eventually making your way up to a comfortable seat. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in your practice today, and thank you for creating space for it. Thank you for your breath, your movement, your strength, your smiles, your presence here in this community. The love and light and teacher in me honors, sees, and loves the love and light and teacher in all of you, and I bow to you humbly. Namaste.